Good morning, everybody. It's been a grinder. Say, what grinder, Greg? Market's going up. Well, yes and no. Take a look at that. Um, so nothing's happened really the last, 3 days, and we'll see if anything's going to happen today. There is news this week. I think some substantial news at the end of the week. Let me look. Where's the shortcut? Moving things around too much. There it is. Yeah, nothing today. Nothing of significance tomorrow. Core inflation on Wednesday and CPI. Thursday, core PPI jobless claims. So Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, we got some news, and I'll just flip over to here for a second because the markets think they're going to cut, and you can see the 13-week Treasury bill interest rates the way it went down last week. So the markets think they're going to cut. There's no doubt of that. So if the numbers were totally, wrong, you can see what's anticipated on the various sites, but if they were totally wrong, that would be a surprise to the markets and a negative, and this would flip up. But right now, you can see the way these have been coming down. So clearly, there is a overwhelming opinion that they will cut interest rates, and that is coming on the 18th. Which is when I believe there's an option. Is there an option expiration on that date? I don't think so. No, but there's an option expiration that week, at the end of the week. And so there's some, I didn't look over the weekend, but there's a big open interest at 6,000 on the S&Ps and puts and calls. And that is still the case. About 20,000 more calls than puts, but they're expiring on that date. So there would be a standoff there probably until after the expiration, if the S&Ps were to move back down to that level, which wouldn't be a big deal. And you can see the S&Ps here. Why did that stay there? Hold on. Anyway, I'll get to it. Wouldn't be a big deal. It'd be a pretty normal pullback toward minor support if that was to happen. And what is over here? I put an extra chart for some reason over the weekend, I guess. Okay. So keep that in mind. Yeah, futures aren't doing anything here. You can see basically unchanged, just marking time, which is building a little support area. Maybe break out, maybe break down. We'll see which way it goes. Relatively tight. And Qs been moving up. Again, all about FANGs, except for Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, all of them, Netflix, Apple. That's what's been moving, while many other things have been doing nothing or maybe inching a little bit lower. So the Dow has been marking sideways. Many things have. We got our internal gauges lined up here on the 25th to tell us, be careful, risk is going to start growing on the long side. And so far, it hasn't been a big deal. Yeah, diamonds definitely, as far as intraday, Alex, definitely the best short. You know, starting to break here. It's on a little support here. So that has a void, which many things have voids. Because of the way they went up, so fiercely, they created that void, this fluid move, and then a gap top. So this has got the room to roll over and pull back, and it's what we call a squared or rounding top. And what does that mean? Which I explained in part in the newsletter over the weekend. Was charts are pictures of what others believe, and you can call them, angles, flags, head and shoulders, whatever. They display what you and I and everyone else believes. So when something goes up strongly like that, clearly there's an overwhelming amount of strong demand. And when it goes sideways, many believe that it's going to go higher, so they continue to bid with the belief that it'll go higher. So when it rolls over, you get around the top and it breaks down. What do people do? They sell. They hit the bid, right? Because their expectations are fading. So we get out of town, see what happens, reload when it pulls back wherever, and so on and so forth. So this beginning to roll over like that, it showed relative weakness, while uh, the Nasdaq showed relative strength and moved up. And the S&Ps, and you look at, without looking at all of them, you see the Magnificent Seven is what moved the markets last week, where the Dow went sideways. You had IWM inching sideways to then lower. You had the transports come down more abruptly, and they came down and broke this major support in the face of crude oil, which not a big deal, but you know what? It looked like, it's been going back and forth, back and forth. We've been talking about this topping pattern forever. You can see the monthly chart over here. Where is it going to break the lows here? So with weak demand for crude oil, hasn't broke yet. Buyers still here at that support looking for bounces. If it breaks below, it's got a big void. Would assume it's going to go significantly lower, but waiting for it to break. And with that happening, we saw that little move down in crude oil. We saw energy stocks get killed. Maybe an exaggeration, but looking at the weekly chart, that's kind of getting killed, at least on the week, which they did. So that came down and gapping up a little bit here today as oil is bouncing slightly. Right? So we've got transports going down. We've got interest rates going down. Oil going down. That's usually not a good sign, but the markets are holding up and money's rotated into the FANG stock. So as the news comes out this week about inflation, we'll see how the market takes all of that. Seasonally, odds are nothing of significance is going to happen, into the end of the year and probably into usually the beginning of next year, meaning whatever correction is going on, um, maybe the like this, what it's doing here today, it's kind of flattish. That pulled back, as you can see happen. That was on the top day when we got our internals signal. And since then, these have been correcting. So maybe money rotates out of the FANGs this week and maybe a little bit into the financials, and this goes up a bit. But we've got weeklies here extended and a little topping tail. So the upside potential would seem to be limited, right? But this is clearly a pattern that there was buyers, bottoming tail bar. There was a gap up and close at the low, which could have resulted in a move down to major support, and it didn't. Another bottoming tail bar. This is how bar by bar analysis works. So you have a bias based on what is. It's like, does your bias follow through? No. Buyers stepped up here. So now we've got a resistance area there. We've got a support area there. We'll see which way. And you can see it on the 65-minute chart. Which way is it going to break? One way or the other. Technology been doing, semiconductors. Technology actually broke out to a new all-time high, XLK. But semiconductors are kind of a mixed bag. Intel getting creamed still. And, you can see the nastiness there. And like something like LRCX, which is an institutional favorite, maybe it's getting ready over the next several weeks to form a buy setup. Look at, the monthly chart pulling back to minor support, the lower left here. So we'll see if this begins to stabilize. This could be one that might be able to eventually clean up its act and turn around. See AMAT, another one that typically leads. It's just a mess on the daily chart, but the monthly time frame is coming towards support. These things just aren't ready yet, so we'll keep an eye. Let me do SPX here. Things are tightening up as the patterns tighten up, which makes it, you know, there isn't any no-brainer here. Things aren't moving this morning. This could easily hit that level, and a move down could easily hit this level. So, probably the best thing to do is trade something else. 6,000 is marked off. You should put an alert there, minus support. If it was to pull back into here, if say we would get a fluid movement over the next, Wednesday, Thursday into here, this should form a buy setup. But as always, we see what is, form a bias, see what happens. So right now, maybe this begins to pull back. It's been strong. And what's going to drive this lower? Well, if the FANG stocks, any of them, money starts to rotate out of that, and some profits come in, and this starts to move down. And of course, you want to take a look at the financials, like not the same, but similar pattern to regional banks. This is pulled back to minor support, and you're doing nothing here. So if this starts to move lower, KRE is moving lower, the FANGs are moving lower. Well, this would probably be an excellent opportunity intraday for shorting the Dow futures. Right? We'll see. One of the things they said, accidents are happening. If you start looking at some stocks that have been reporting, some are getting really killed, where some others, like what moved some of the ETFs, some things are gapping up significantly. So it's been a mixed bag. Yes, I will do SPY. I just showed you, SPX here, and this is just doing nothing. It's unchanged. It was higher. And so you can see it wasn't even where my cursor is. I can move this up, but it wasn't even up near that high there. Anyway, it's just marking time, doing nothing. You've got support and an unfilled gap down here. You've got resistance at last week's high. And so we've got a little baby trading range sort of going on there. And yeah, nothing much is happening here. Bitcoin is down, but not a big deal. Last week I said on this topping tail day, was on Friday, I said, visualize this on a closing basis. What is this doing? Nothing. Right? And so there was this gap down, buyer showed up, and now it's just slopping back and forth here. Really not doing much. Gold. Interesting. Right? It is sloppy, but buyers coming in again as those 13-week interest rates begin to move down relatively sharply. So maybe some concerns about whatever's going on around the world, or inflation again. Who knows? I mean, these kind of patterns are difficult and most times best to stay away from. If it closes like this today, I would suggest it's going higher. And silver, all right, we said this was the best pattern, right? And this cleared those highs this morning and taking off. So now it's at this resistance. So you could buy pullbacks in this, if you want. You can trade this intraday, looking to buy pullbacks toward support. But clearly there's strong demand here this morning. So that looks higher. And if you look around at different markets, again, it's a mixed bag. This still looks pretty good. That broke out of a trading range that was basically a whole year. So you got a wide range monthly bar breaking out. So retailers look like, you can look through them and see what's going on. They look like they can go up. Clearly, software has been doing well. Internet is doing well. And other things, well, I'll leave you with this. Just looking at equally weighted, you see how things have been correcting since the time of our signal. So things have been moving down. So it turns out to be okay. Pick the right things and big deal. Otherwise, you know, and you're kind of sitting there with dead money. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I was just looking at the cues here as Greg was talking. They're the weakest pre-market gap and down, and so I immediately look at the fangs. And there's no disasters. Um, I say semis gapping down. That's probably courtesy of NVIDIA. China's going after them. Antitrust investigation. But yeah, as Greg says, if the fangs start giving it up, then the broader markets should come in. Microsoft. So, it's a big, powerful move there, but got extended. It's bullish all time frames, buying a pullback. Yeah, China's rocking here today. Apple, we actually have as a call spread under these Thursday, Friday low. Tesla is rocking here, so whatever percent that's helping the Qs. We did a put spread on this on Tuesday, closed it out at a penny. And I regret not giving that as a directional also. That was a nice gap breakout, red bar ignored. I got a lot of alarms going off here. Let's go through those first. And ring up alarm, wherein this is a core long. Daily, weekly, monthly look great. Dell, we did a call spread on Friday. I also like it as a directional. Look at this 15-minute chart. It's not extended. Bearish daily, bearish 15, relative weakness. IWM's rocking the best here today with the banks up. I had an XBI alarm go off, kind of a little bull flag here. That looks great. That looks great for 30-minute high. I did look at that for a put spread, but there was no juice, unfortunately. Biden, look at K-Web. Look at China here. Got a nice gap breakout. Alex mentioned EEM gap breakout. We had Baidu as a put spread idea. Gap's going to mess it up. There's no way we're going to get filled. And IBB looks like a short. Well, I disagree. I mean, it could be one of those patterns that you could trade either way, which either way it breaks, but this is a power move up. This is a continuation bar. I would be afraid to swing it short. If it took out Thursday's low, I would definitely say yes, call spread. I guess that's a strong move off the lows. All right, target, up alarm went off. This is a put spread idea, AKR. My alarm went off, but I don't see any prints up there. LSID alarm, breakout from a bottoming pattern. A workhorse, alarm went off. I didn't like this big topping tail, but it's making the turn. The rising 20. So it's kind of like intelligent bottom fishing. WAB alarm just went off. One print right there. A silver alarm we know about. eBay. I don't see any prints. We bought that on Friday. WIGME. Nothing to do. AI. up alarm. We're in that long. And this one, Greg, remember we said has earnings up to the bill. So you got to decide, do you want to hold it core long and sell covered calls or take the money? And those are all my alarms. There's only one. So AI, let's keep an eye on and make a decision. Rent at earnings, up a lot, now down. No pattern. Let's now just go to my big interest list here. Look at this bye-bye. Remember they added the word AI to it. But look at this beautiful 1, 2, 3 here. Now this is kind of a sloppier 1, 2, 3. Now it's gapping up again. This is that levered silver. Oh, you mean with today's gap up? Is it up 5%? I didn't do the math. Yeah, I'm inclined to also. Look at Pelletier here. This was a pro gap, and this is what we call a rising wedge. It's just overlapping grinding bars. It might be getting close to a short-term exhaustion gap. APP has been on a tear. This is software. But look at this thing. Look at this. Look at the moving averages all converging and breaking out down here. Like that broke out at 85 bucks. So I don't know why it's gapping down, but I like this as a call spread idea. Yeah, so yeah, I got AI right there. C-Web, another Chinese thing. ETF gapping up, the levered one. The gap's too big. EEM, Alex mentioned, Tesla. It's getting extended. If you own this, I would definitely be selling covered calls at the open. I would love this to be Friday, and then this would be a great zero DTE candidate. All right, Workday is getting added to the S&P. Monster gap up. I mean, if you ever wanted to do inside trading, I think that is the best bit of news is getting inside information on things being added to the S&P and the NASDAQ. All right, IPG, I think is another one. No, is this? No, okay, my bad. OMC is buying IPG. So let's see if OMC can stabilize near this prior low for a put spread. I'm buying IPG, so I don't have any interest in buying the acquire E. Insight, there was some type of news, but nice 15 here. This could be a nice day trade long, 30-minute high. Reddit got an upgrade after running from $60 to 160. Now you're giving me an upgrade? That's bullish. No, that's a very bullish closing all-time high. I don't know what these cats are doing. Remember, this is the message board. Well, yeah, that's why I said day trade. Day trade. I don't mind day trading bios if they're somewhat big, not one of the, if it's only a one product bio, then you got the risk of an intraday halt. Sky here. I think this one's being added. I forget to which S&P. I mean, look at that, gapping up 10% just because it got added. MMC. I forget the news on these, but And these are two competitors. We'll keep an eye on them to see how far they go. On DOW, there was some type of news, I forget what it was, but that's a gap in a downtrend. CRS gapping down, I forget the news, but call spread idea. There's rent, the earnings stock. Macy's had some type of news. This is kind of a bull rectangle, big flagpole here, and you can draw a box around this. It's gapping up to the top of the range. Maybe a 30-minute high trade or buy on a pullback or a put spread. ONB, another kind of bull rectangle. I think that was on Sammy Boy's list. Yeah, these two I got off Sam's, AHR and ONB. I have an alarm up here at 2880, a buy setup. Greg mentioned HPE in the weekend letter. That's a beautiful gap over red bar breakout trade. I did not see that on Friday. Had I, that would have been a 5, 10, 15-minute high, whatever the case. Look at that. That's a beautiful gapper. Beautiful. So Beaky here. There's going to be a ton of these Chinese stocks gapping up. So the gap's too big. I mean, look at these narrow bars. Now it's gapping up here. Asher, that's the hedged ETF for China. And NVIDIA gapping down, I mentioned. So that's a call spread idea. NEM, I found by accident. But look, it's a big old W bottom. So 30-minute high, I like that long. I like the little weekly new low reversal. And I like for a put spread if there's juice. ODD. McGraw actually gave me this over the weekend. And I said, yes, I like it. Breakout daily, weekly, monthly. What's a while? The month's not over, but you know, it's breakout all time frames, ODD. Wow, he got it from somebody else, I'm sure. Oh, and he gave me this one too to buy ACN. I'm like, what? Top and tail at the top of the range. All right, I got a ton of alarms going off here. SOLV. I don't know why I'm looking at that. No pattern. LYV. All right, I got to go through these alarms here. They're just going nuts. And we got to focus on the letters. All right, interactive broker. We have a call spread. My up alarm went off. A mitter. We're core long. Up alarm went off. Our AD line gapping up to almost 1,000, tick 700, but the Qs are tanking. But you know, the IWM is broader based, which is obviously why those two numbers are up. JCI up alarm. All right, JCI looks good over Friday's high. I would wait 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to tell the advisory letter that too. Ow. Low alarm. We have the put. We have naked puts in this, so I'm not liking that breakout failure. VFS. I don't know, Alex. This is the thing you got me into on Friday. Remember? You remember I gave it like a 10-cent stop, something like that. All right, so my up alarm went off. Um, all right, I'm gonna go low offer here and sell strength. Yeah, filled 517. Nice. Look, they haven't showed my print yet. All right, well, that's weird. I thought I would have seen 517 immediately. AAP, yeah, it's bullish. Iridium, up alarm. Man, I'm getting slammed with alarms today. Put a bunch on open positions and obviously watch list items. All right, so I sold that. It looks like I sold a little early already. Verizon, these alarms. Verizon, Kava. See, that's the problem when you set too many alarms, you can't keep up. And I'm sure I'm gonna miss some good things. But like I said, a lot of these are open trades. Kava, we're not in Kava. Or yes, we are. We're in a put spread. No, we closed it. We closed it last week, so this is an old alarm. All right, good, good. All right, we're not in Kava. On Verizon, I posted, I think, naked puts or yeah, shorting 42.41 puts. I just saw somebody talking about Verizon and Barron's, and that's the only reason I looked at the stock. Saying Verizon 42.41 for 15. And right now it's okay. So Verizon's at 14 now. All right, so Verizon's a go at 14 if you did not get 15. All right, and slammed here you go. All right, AI. No, whoa, look, I just typed air by mistake. Look, I just found this by error. It's a nice 1, 2, 3. Air. Look at that by. The volume might be a little late. All right, it's AI. All right, Alex, you nailed it saying sell the gap. Wow. I had it there in that middle chart, but I was not focused on it. All right, so uh yeah, shoot, we left some money on the table. Yeah, let's go ahead and kill it. All right, I'm gonna move what I can squeeze out of it here. It's 41, 22, 23. Let's kill it. We were in it for 11 days, not bad. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's a buy setup, deep retracement. I like it. You know, I don't like the 15 right here yet, maybe 30-minute high. All right, the LCID, shoot, that was a, you know, I almost gave this pre-market on this little pullback to support. So LCID's ripping on APP. Let me check call spread. Or 20s or higher. Spread is the problem. The spreads are the problem. Right. NEM, let me set an alarm. Yeah, I gotta go through these alarms and tell subscribers what to do or not do. I gave that as a core long. And let's see what it looks like. Shoot. Greg, what do you think? I hate chasing. I gave that as a core long over the highs.
So I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Well, I'm asking, do you like it as a core long? And if so, how to enter?
I don't think of anything as a core long, Dan. That's your terminology. So, I mean, it's in an uptrend. Yeah, I like the monthly chart. Where are you going to put the stop as a core long?
It was under the WRB, or under the week's low, actually. Gave it a few extra pins.
Just call it a swing trade. Don't use that terminology. So it's a swing trade. No, it gapped up now.
Right. If it's a good,
So
if it's a
buy it
swing.
into the gap. Buy it if it fills the gap, or get another pattern.
Mm,
I mean, if you want to do something really as a core long, and you're going to trade it off of the weekly chart or the monthly chart, you know, still comes down to trying to get in near support.
all right, odd here.
I've never held anything as a core trade in my whole life.
Well, it doesn't matter. It was just, you know, I'm a baker and I don't eat sushi, so that don't matter. All right, I gave this one also long. So that's one that's already stalled. I'll say wait for a pullback.
Buy it on a pullback. Put an alert in the gap fill, and we'll watch it. I mean,
Right.
if you buy it, you can buy it. Just buy a third or what have you. You make adjustments.
All right, so I'm going through all alarms that went off. All right, AKR did not trigger, so let me just reset this one. Or wait, maybe this one's not official. This was a Sammy Boy trade. 25.77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77. 77 eBay cancel.
Buyers were at the gap fill for AI.
Target, I gave us a put spread. I doubt that's gonna get filled.
I better, Alex, because I cannot afford another loss on a core long.
Yeah, let's see where our stop is. 54.40, which is break even. All right, Dell. Dell, I gave us a call spread, 128, 131. All right, JCI triggered. Whiskey triggered. NP. Um, what was the MP? Shorting the stop, 558.89. Okay, good. So it hasn't triggered yet. So that's a go. Q's recovered. 158. I don't, sure, yeah, that was a put spread, there's no way. Cancel that. Verizon was a go. Coin is a put spread over. Over the closing price. And Boeing. Let's cancel. And you. And some of that started roaring back to that resistance now. Damn, your AAP looks higher. Capri is, bottom fishing. Now our low came back. That was giving me a little heartache on Friday. Yeah, we're back to open profit. Cool. Well, I mean, we actually added also. Any M alarm? Let me check puts now. Forties. And there's no juice. Yeah, we can actually buy over this 42.20 and pre-market resistance.
Delta 20, if there's premium, I haven't looked, but $20 stock, usually there isn't going to be a premium to do a put spread. Look, especially if you want zero DTE, $22, $23. There's no juice there. You go out 11 days, you can sell a naked put. You don't mind taking ownership, put a pattern like that. Probably not a bad idea. Look at ASTS, Dan. That's a nice bottoming pattern. And it's got a good weekly.
Yeah, it's just top of the range, but yeah, naked pose fine. And it's buy setup monthly.
You'd have to go out to next week to get enough premium to make it worthwhile. Earnings are not until next April, so that's clear. That could be one for dumpster diving, Dan. Not really a dumpster diver, but
Exactly. It's on an uptrend. So, no, it's not dumpster diving. That's consolidation pattern. All right, our NEM triggered. Yeah, we gotta get ready for that dumpster diving end of year as we do every year.
Mhm.
I gotta see if I wrote it up. I forget.
I think we'll call it something else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wrote it up.
So S and Ps aren't moving, Qs are in the gap fill. And, if you're putting the AI choice on me, I would say now is the time to take the money because went back to the high of the day after the gap fill. If I had bought it in the gap fill, I'd be selling it here, or at least half.
Wow, it's crazy recovery. Three. Yeah, bottom fishing.
SMH is filling the gap here, and Q's rolling over. It's ping pong again.
lab triggered.
Trump might break out, not a, or a continuation pattern, right? Actually, gets above the red bar from 3 days ago.
Man, G triple I came back.
Netflix almost taking close to taking out wide range bars low, Dan. You want to look at that for call spreads.
Who?
Netflix.
All right.
My charts are up if anybody wants to view them.
Little rectangle. And all those three bottoming tails I like. But it's having a hard time breaking out too. So it's kind of, I prefer a closing breakout. All right, Netflix. Yeah, let's see what it does on the next bounce here. Since it's on support on the 15. So let's try 940. Wow, massive juice. Man. But it's the same old problem trying to get a good midpoint then. The 9, but here I'll give it, here's what I'll do. Oh, it's now back to 48. Wow, that was quick. Wow, that tiny little bounce went up 7, 8 cents.
Go. Let's keep an eye on that. See if it closes like this.
What?
Daily buy setup. GO.
GL?
GO.
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 And I remember when there were people talking about core shorting, like hedge funds guy wanting to uh, like core short Netflix when it was at 170. I remember that. This guy in Dallas. He's like, it is grotesquely overvalued. Apple came roaring back. Wow. There, eBay too came roaring back. Up alarm.
CRM is getting a little weak, Dan. Maybe that's a call spread soon.
All right. Let me see. 16. Premium. And yeah, I'd, I'd like it better if it were only like 2 or 3 days, but yeah, it's tired. Go, let's check out a put spread. 1850. There are none.
Hey, I I thought this was in Zoom, but then I couldn't find it. Do you guys in your whatever voice or mute, whatever controls you have there, do you have a button for transcript which types what Dan and I are saying? Cool. And you can search it. Dan, did you? I bet you didn't know that. And they
No,
can save it. So a lot of people ask, you know what? Um, I can only be in the room for a few hours a day. Do you have, well, we have the chat that gets saved every day, and or anybody can save it. But if you press that transcript thing, you can actually see what you and I are saying, and it can be saved and searched. the only risk with having that down in the room is someone could steal your jokes.
They're trademarked.
Mm.
Or I have so many of them, it doesn't matter. L said I gave long calls over the closing price. I didn't even wait for the high. And we did not get filled because of that gap. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I'm not going to report it, unfortunately. Let me look. Trying to get these things updated. Whiskey triggered. Open 137. So we got the dead low. I said just buy it around the closing price. No, 40. It's not a core to me, Alex. Craig doesn't like the term anyway, but my definition is the weekly monthly have to be in alignment. That's not an alignment for a core long. That's just a swing trade bounce, maybe to 830. Already up huge on this thing. Whiskey. coin, the little worm. All right, I had it as short put, so let's cancel coin. Well, that's not going to trigger. I'll leave the alarm, up alarm. Diamond's new low. Oh, my bad. Spiders. My bad. Yep. Spiders new low. Right there. Be a zero DTE here. There's any juice at 609. Let me look.
Boeing is showing a little strength here at resistance.
7 cents. Yeah, I had that as a call spread. I canceled it. AD line's going nowhere from the gap up. And now the tick is at the low. AMP triggering short here.
McDonald's worth watching. Set an alert near Friday's high, forming a head and shoulders bottom after gapping down in October. This Brinker International symbol EAT. It only has monthlies, but that's a climactic weekly. It's breaking last week's low. Still in an uptrend, but looks like it's topped out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but monthlies are fine for now because it's only 2 weeks, not 4.
True, yeah, but they're only 10 wide. You could do 135, 140, but it isn't enough to really make. I don't think it makes
Yeah,
sense.
it is 75. I like it.
Yeah, okay. It's definitely far enough away.
I did not get filled yet. Yeah, my app alarm went off. Let me adjust that. We can sell a third, but it's the breakout today. I don't want to get rid of it early. IBKR, a nice little reversal. Hey, Sam, I am alarm. You know what I mean by that, Sam? Take a guess. This. Sam, I am. Just doesn't have any volume though, but pattern I like. No. Why is that? Is this his sister company, LAZ?
Market's giving it up here a little bit. Diamonds gave it back.
I forgot to delete that term, the word trade, ignore that. It's saying update. Oh, look at a nosedive on peas and spiders. Like they're having a race. Nice on Netflix, Greg.
SMH's breakout failure, 5-minute. Wide range bar.
Something. eBay up alarm. So that means we hit our first target. Nice. Interactive brokers tanking, nice. I'm gonna get ready to cover a third here shortly. Let's just do it here. I don't feel like babysitting it. Merch triggering.